Today, we are going to talk about a question that I get all the time: how to advertise your salon on social media, Instagram, Facebook, other platforms, perhaps, right now on the Biz Talk. All right, I'm excited because we've got the guy here today. Russell Kahn is from the Sasha Group, Director of Commerce at the Sasha Group. Sasha Group is a VaynerMedia company, correct?
Correct.
Now, VaynerMedia, if you want to talk digital, you want to talk Facebook, Instagram advertising, any type of advertising, anything social content, I would say that VaynerMedia is the place to go. And we've got really a great individual here. I've worked with Russell for the past 12 months, right?
12 months to the date.
To the date. It's been a year. And this man knows a lot about how to advertise on social. So I got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions. Me and the peeps, Russell, have a lot of questions for you.
Let's go. I got some answers.
What? Okay, good. I get this question in our 1 week course all the time, dude. People ask me, how do I advertise my salon on social media? You know what I mean? So previously, like, you would go to radio. That's actually huge in the salon business. They would go to radio and advertise on local radio, or local newspaper, like kind of old school methods of marketing.
Right.
People, mainly nail pros, dude, they have no idea where to begin when it comes to advertising on social media. What is a starting point? How does somebody want to get, if they want to get started in this, what do they do?
I think to level set things, let me ask you, right now, are most of these salon owners still advertising in print form?
I would guess they probably are. I know that radio, they're still doing radio, if I had to guess. This is what I do know for sure. They're not advertising on social, like, at all. Yeah. So they almost don't know what direction to go. So if they are advertising, majority of it is still old school methods, like the newspaper or radio is a big one, or maybe even local television, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I think with local, like, salon owners, it's really simple. I mean, let's use California as an example.
Cool.
I think the main thing that I want you all to take away from here is, like, get started, try, right? Approach social media marketing not from a fear-based stance, but more on an excitement stance. And what I mean by that is, with local businesses, you have very little to lose when it comes to social media marketing,
right? Because
you're dealing with a specific targeted demographic, geographic demographic.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, like, most people, in the simplest form, if you're just starting out on social media, you've never posted anything, the easiest thing for you to do is to go into Facebook, upload a picture of whatever creative, right? We can get into some examples of best practices for that a little bit later on into the show, but you can just go in and boost a post.
Okay.
But simply boosting a post is not enough,
right?
Because, you got to give Facebook a little bit of direction in terms of who you want that message to be seen by, right? So when you're a local, like, salon owner, what I would say is, like, go in, as soon as you hit boost a post, it'll give you a few options. You can just say you want to target women that are, like, 5-mile radius from your store.
Okay.
Right? And then Facebook will ultimately run that ad to anyone who meets that criteria. And you can get granular. I would say, again, keep it simple in the beginning. But you can always, like, make adjustments on the age, 21 or over, right?
Sure.
And you can also even add a few interests if you want, right? But you don't need to get that complex.
Totally.
It's really just, like, getting in there and getting comfortable with the platform.
So let me just back up here. So as a starting point, we're talking about take one of your pictures. Let's say somebody has an Instagram profile. Let's say they have a bunch of pics. Maybe pick your most popular one that's done well, most likes, most comments. Is that probably a good way to start?
It's a good way to gauge.
Okay, maybe boost that, but don't just boost it randomly, right? Boost it, but go in. You want to make sure you pick your your geographic location. So for example, Anaheim, if I'm going to do salon in Anaheim, I'm going to boost it. I'm going to go in there and pick maybe a 10-mile radius in Anaheim for my salon that I want my ad to go to, right? It's going to circulate. And then I'm going to pick women because that's going to be my majority demographic.
Yep.
I'm going to pick, let me just try this, 18, maybe I'll boost it 18 to 25. Maybe I want a younger demographic for whatever reason. Let me try that. Or maybe you're older and you don't want to deal with 18-year-olds coming to your salon. So you pick 25 to 45, whatever it is. Try it, pick it, spend $20 a day, $5 a day, $10 a day. Run it for a couple days.
Run it for a couple of days. You'll find out some really good results from
Okay.
there. I mean, let's get a little bit more granular.
Sure.
I'm going to give you like a $10 a day strategy. Right?
Okay.
So here's a $10 a day strategy, how you're going to spend your first $100 on advertising on Facebook.
Perfect.
Right? If I, at a local business, what I would do is I would take that $100, break it up into two segments, right?
Okay.
One is going to be like your awareness, right?
Okay.
Your initial offer, your customer acquisition, and then the second $50 I would allocate towards retargeting.
Okay.
Right? Let me know if I need to clarify what retargeting is. We can get into that.
We definitely need to clarify. So step one, let me try to break this down.
Cool.
Step one is awareness.
Awareness.
Making them aware of your salon in the area.
Correct. Now,
Driving them to your profile page, driving them to your website, if you have a salon website.
yeah, I mean, ideally, it would be great if you had a salon website that
Cool.
you can ultimately, if you can create a landing page off of it.
Would be awesome.
Here's what I would do. For an awareness campaign for local businesses, run an offer.
Okay.
An irresistible offer, right? So put $50 ad spend behind it, $5 a day, right? Targeting anyone that's 5 to 10 mile radius of your store. And this offer really needs to be almost like a no-brainer, right?
Okay.
Because your main goal should be with this offer is you want to get people in the door.
Okay.
Right? Because that's what it is about brick and mortar
That's
salon
exactly
businesses.
right.
You want them in the door. So, not having a ton of experience in the salon industry, right? Let's just say, for example, like your offer is something like you come in and you pay for the manicure, but you get a free pedicure.
Perfect.
Something that if I saw this ad on
actually not bad.
Facebook,
It's pretty good, actually. Seriously.
I would. It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I'd have to take you up on that because it's just it's such a good deal.
Right.
That's your front end offer, your awareness campaign. Create, I would say, for small businesses, you have the beauty of having a brick and mortar business to show off. Grab your iPhone, walk around the salon, right? Take pictures or a video of your employees smiling, customers that are getting their nails and their feet done. Zoom in on some nail polish. That's your video ad. Super simple, right?
Right.
The caption should just be hey, Anaheim, or hey, Californians, right? Come into our salon. We have an amazing offer for you.
Love it.
Free pedicure for every manicure.
It's really good.
That should ultimately, if you have the technology or ability to do this, run to your website where they can go right to your website and redeem this offer.
Right. Just do it right there.
Yeah, you want
Book
to.
it.
You want them to book it
If
right?
you can.
If you can.
Right.
There's software out there. We can again do a deeper dive into some of these platforms, right? But they exist. They'll allow you to book the appointment and take the money right there.
Sure.
And then. So now you have the ability. You have this customer's email. You can now keep in contact with this person for until they decide that they no longer want to hear from you.
Right.
Right. So that's how I would spend the first $50. $10 a day over a course of 5 days.
Cool.
Push that offer out there, right? The second $50, what I would do is I would spend that on retargeting.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is anyone who's watched the video and who's made it to your landing page, but who may have not have taken you up on the offer, I would create a second creative, and that can be in the form of another video.
Right.
Or it can also be just an image of some nails done super well, right? What you'll do is Facebook has this way of being able to track through their pixel who's visited any specific page, but hasn't taken the action that you want them to take. Right. Spend another $50 a day retargeting those people to remind them, hey, you saw this offer. It's about to expire in the next 5 days or whatever scarcity that you can involve into that.
Right.
And retarget them with that.
Okay. So here's, I don't know if a lot of nail pros even are familiar with what a Facebook pixel is. I don't even know if they have a landing page. or a website even. But everything that Russell's talking about right now, if you are listening and you're like, I don't know what a Facebook pixel is, I don't know how to set this up, you really need to do research in this area, and you can get educated on this very easily. You can go to YouTube and learn about it. Essentially, what he's talking about is you have a website, you are attaching a Facebook code
Yep.
to it. And what it does is when you're making these offers, people that are visiting your website, you're able to communicate with them a little bit deeper. Okay, let's say they visit your website, they don't take advantage of the salon offer. You can send them, another offer that's redeemable, maybe something a little bit more aggressive to bring them back in the most simplest form. That's what we're talking about, correct?
Exactly. And for, the salon owners who may not have a website, Facebook does have Facebook lead forms where it's pretty much like a form that lives right on Facebook. The minute you interact with your ad, it'll pop up and it'll ask you for any information that you want to collect from that person.
Yeah.
So what that will require you to do, obviously with the lead forms, you're not able to book that appointment right there and then.
Right.
But you'll be able to get a list of those contacts.
Okay.
So someone at your salon would just have to pick up the phone and book
call.
the appointment.
So that's I think that's something that people can do right now, right?
Yep.
Like you create an ad where it's a lead gen. That's really your conversion, right? Is like you get the lead, somebody that's interested in your nail salon, and you just call them and connect with them that way. That is probably the most basic form. Utilizing the pixel, what he was talking about earlier, is that's where you're getting into more automation. You have code set up on your website and you're running these ads, and it's maybe a little bit more complex, nowhere near impossible. I can tell you that right now. You can do this and set it up, and if you do, you'll have some sophistication behind your marketing campaign, right?
Absolutely.
But in the most basic form, create an ad, geographic, 5, 10, 20 miles, whatever it is, test it, boost a post, but don't just randomly boost it into the world of Instagram. If you do that randomly, you're going to burn money. You got to set geographic. You got to pick, gender. You've got to pick the age group that you want to hit, and then pick a piece of content that's on your page that maybe is performed well that you can use and test. That's one way of doing it, and see how it does over a 5-day, 10-day period, right?
Yeah, 5-10 day period. Again, it's only $100.
Right.
Like, you put that max on yourself, because as a small business owner, you shouldn't really be fearful of losing $100. Right?
That's right.
Especially when it comes to advertising. But putting that kind of a little bit of constraint on you will allow you to feel secure in hey, if I lose it, I lose it. But
okay,
it will
right.
also force you to really get creative.
That's right.
And really just get in there. I think again, that's the main takeaway from this. Get in, test it, try it. You'll get better and better with it over time. It's a very intuitive system. Facebook really wants advertisers to come to the platform.
Right.
And day in and day out, they're making it more and more easier for people
to
be able to come in and advertise on the platform.
That's right. It's I know if I had a salon in Anaheim, this is what we would be doing every single day. That in combination with content, daily regular content of what's going on in the salon, documenting Instagram stories, obviously main feed posts, but I think it would be very, very worth your while to take a step, go onto YouTube and watch a video how to create a Facebook ad, right? Like from the back end. So boosting could be the first, but would you recommend later, they create an ad account and then you start to build these ads from scratch, so to speak, right?
Exactly. Right. It's like the crawl, walk, run phase.
Totally.
Right? Start where you can. Right. So if it's boosted posts just to get in there and do the boosted posts. If the next step for you is to create these Facebook lead forms, do that as round 2, and then round 3, as you're gaining momentum and it's working for you, then it's okay, hey, how can we take this to the next level?
Right.
Do we need to hire someone to manage our social media? Right. Or can we go and find a developer that's a local college student who wants some experience, right? And have them develop your website. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about is really cheap.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
It doesn't cost a lot, so it's just really about getting in there and doing it.
You know what is the way that I always like to break this down is you want to advertise your salon. And I hear this from a lot of nail professionals. They want to advertise. They don't know where to start or where to begin. If I told you you can advertise on Facebook and Instagram to where your nail salon will pop up on women's phones while they're on Instagram, if they're in 10 miles of you, and they're going to get your content and be able to click on it, go to your profile page, and actually call you, text you, and book an appointment, does that not sound attractive? Here's the second thing. You know as well as we do, everybody is on Instagram and Facebook, right? Instagram especially, that's probably the top social media platform today. Everybody's on there. So if I said there's a way where you can reach women of this age within 10 miles of your business on Instagram by spending $5-10 a day, would you do it? The answer would be, of course I would, Habib. Of course I would, Russell. So with that in mind, what you got to do now is you have to take the next step of just learning how to actually do it. It's not hard. You can start with boosting, like Russell said, take baby steps. But once you get the experience, you're going to learn how to execute better. I know that was the case for me. You know what's funny, Russell? You mentioned boosting. Before I learned how to create ads, on Facebook and Instagram, because we advertise on Facebook and Instagram, Young Nails does. Before that, for about 8 months, I was boosting our top posts on Instagram. I was boosting them. That just made me a little bit comfortable with advertising. Okay. When I used to go into like the ad account, what do you call it? The ad manager on Facebook, I was very intimidated. Initially, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like I'm never gonna be able to do this. But boosting posts for 8 months, it actually helped us build our Instagram profile. But more than that, to your point, what you're saying, it got me so comfortable with just going through the motions of spending money, boosting a post, clicking that button, and then sitting back and checking the ads and seeing how it performs. Hey, how many likes did we get? How many followers did we get today? Just in that zone of looking for a result from an ad that is somewhat targeted,
Right.
It got me comfortable with it. And then I went to the next step naturally, which was much easier, creating custom ads on the back end in Ads Manager. So it's a great point, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it, especially like right now, there's been no other time like this.
Totally.
Right? Again, you have the ability as a local business to create almost Super Bowl-like commercials for your like targeted audiences who are in your local area.
Right.
And you're able to serve it to them on a platform that you know that they're on, which is again Facebook and Instagram, right?
It's huge.
It's huge. So if you have been spending money on like radio ads, you can do this for a fraction of the cost. You have room to make mistakes, a lot of mistakes most likely, right? And you're still going to come out on top. And I think the fun part about all of this is like we're just talking about the front end over here,
Correct.
Right? Whether you're filling out a Facebook lead form or whether you're driving traffic to your website and capturing that information.
Yep.
For local businesses, again, they have a lot of opportunities that maybe a lot of like these direct-to-consumer brands don't necessarily have.
Right.
Like you get these customers in through the door, right?
Right.
You give them a great experience,
Mm-hmm.
right? Ask your customers to leave you a Yelp review right there and then on the spot.
That is so
right?
great.
Like, hey, did you have a great experience? Did you like everything? Yeah, I loved it. My nails look great. Great. Something as simple as, can you please like leave us a Yelp review?
It's huge.
And have them take out their phone right there and then start typing it out, right? I literally just found my new barber in New York on Yelp, right? Because I was traveling out to Queens. Took about an hour to get out there. Found a new barber in Manhattan. And the only reason why I picked this guy is because he had 400 reviews.
Wow.
On Yelp. And I was like, he's got to be good.
Yeah.
Right? And, I think my haircuts look great right now.
I think they look good too, man.
So, but it works, right? So that's like one thing that like local like business owners have the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
Because while you're now paying for some ads to get that customer into the door, right? There's a lot of intangible benefits that are happening. They're leaving you a Yelp review. So the person who might not be necessarily looking for you on Facebook or seeing your Instagram ad, right? They're going to go to Yelp if they're new in the area or they're visiting or what have you, and they're like nail salons, and they see your nail salon come up with 400 or 500 reviews
Huge.
versus a guy who has like 20 reviews.
Oh.
You're going to get that.
That is such a great strategy that professional nail artists need to incorporate right now. Asking your customer, did you have a great experience? You know, obviously, if they're like, it was awful, I hated it, you're not going to be like, well, can you leave me a Yelp review? I mean, you're going to use your judgment, right? But if I'm assuming most of the time your customers are going to say, yes, they had a great experience. Hey, can you leave me a Yelp review? You know, can you do it right now before you leave? It would be huge. I'd much appreciate it. Just get on that hustle for like 6 to 12 months, build up 100 to 200, and then you are going to kill. That is such a great strategy, dude. Definitely. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Salon owners should definitely let all their technicians know that this should become like a regular process of operations for them.
Yeah.
The benefits of it, though, again, 6 months to a year from now, you'll be reaping the benefits. And
huge.
You won't necessarily have to keep doing it, but again, I think you should just make it a standard process.
I love it.
Operations.
I love it. Let us know in the comments below, what are you doing right now? Are you utilizing social media marketing, advertising currently? If you are, we'd love to hear about it. Also, are you incorporating what Russell was just recommending as far as Yelp reviews? If you are, let us know how that's going to your experiences. Russell, thank you, bro, so much. Huge value to our audience. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
With that, we'll say thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week on the Biz Talk.